to this podium in no other person than Dr. Tosin Ajibola. Please appreciate him. You have no choice than to clap for people who always your turn, because your turn is coming and you will be. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please let's have our seat. I want to appreciate the leadership of the men's fellowship, and I also want to appreciate the first speaker, Prince. Thank you very much. Please let's round of applause for Prince. And by the way, around my mother, I asked her to help me to trace the genealogy of my family. There should be a king there. And there should be a prince. So now, just on a lighter note. So today, I have the easiest job, and I'm here to talk about CV template. I believe we all know what CV is all about, so I'm not going to tell us what is different. So please, can I have the slide? Yeah. So the first thing I'm going to say is I'm going to talk about the definition of just to define what CV template is all about. That's very easy. I'm sorry, looks like this is very tiny. That was a mistake on my side. So CV template is a guide that helps you describe yourself as a suitable person for a role. People usually say, okay, get a CV, write a resume. Okay, it's just something for you to be able to describe yourself as a suitable person for whatever job you're applying for. Okay, there's a reason why the role there is underlined. I want to try and make this interactive, like informative and interactive. I know we know about it, but just to be able to point out some things that some of us might be missing. The person that introduced me said I have an organization. The name of the organization is Suprema Part, and he didn't pronounce it very well. That's the name. And what we do is we are into research and just to know something that has to do with human development. And that's what most of what I'm going to be saying today. There are things that were we got from some of the researches that we've done. So it's not going to be a CV template class as usual. So talking about role. I would like to start with this. Take, for instance, a data analyst. Two companies might want a data analyst. The job of the data analyst might span from A to Z. But what company A needs will be different from what company B needs. So the definition of the role of a data analyst in company A will be ABC, while that of the company B will be A to Z. So what does that mean? It simply means that if you are applying for any job, don't just say, I'm a data analyst. And it's just because some of this role are just imagined. You understand? A doctor cannot just say, I'm a doctor. It has to be like maybe you're a cardiologist, you understand? So it's the same thing for data analysis. The reason why I'm using this is because most of us want to go into IT, and some of us maybe are into care and everything. So those are the examples I'm going to be using. So if you have a job advert, like what Prince said, most of those things are just, I would say, generic. What you see on the advert page, they are not really, they probably most likely somebody was contracted out to someone. Please, we want someone to come in for this role, and somebody will just write it out. So that does not really mean that is what the company wants. The real people that know what the company wants are the people at the board meeting, people doing the interview. That's the reason why they keep a mind on something. You ask a question, they say, what about this? I think one of the things that helps to know this is that if you've ever been involved in interviewing people, then you understand how it goes. So that's about the role. So you have to understand the company or what the organization wants. So it goes beyond you reading, going through an advert, like going through it online and seeing, okay, this is what it's all about. Try and research about the organization. Most of the organizations are all around us. You might even give someone a call. What do you know about this thing? Why do they need this person? What exactly happened? So I won't waste time on that. So please, let's go. So the template, of course, we know, go back to the previous slide, please. Okay, we know what the template is all about. We've all seen CV template before. It talks about your work experience, talks about your birth data, your professional summary, the skills, your education. That's all we have there. So that's just a template, and that is what everyone uses when they want to apply for a job. But of course, we know many people will say, "Oh, I applied for a role, but they didn't ask for my CV. You understand? And so I couldn't use most of what I've been taught before about CV. What it simply means, what is CV template is just a template. Many organizations, depending on what they want, they like to design their own templates. So that's the reason why when you apply for a role, they will give you their own template in which you fill in what you need to fill in there. Yes, and it's basically what is there, and that's what I'm going to be showing us. And all you see from a CV template is activities. You understand? It shows if you have a right skill or qualification. It shows if you have the right soft skills. We also know that as the same way we have the real skill, you also have soft skills, and it shows if you have results. You understand? Some people will say, okay, I can do this and this and this and that, but they have no result to show for that. So next slide, please. So this is an example of what most of the organization templates will look like. Like if they don't require your CV, you'll be required to fill a form. These are the questions they're going to ask you. They're going to ask you about your previous most recent job, like your work experience. What were your duties and responsibilities? Okay, and they're going to also going to ask you about your supporting information. Are there other things that you've not captured in your duties that you want to include, that you want us to know? What is it that is important about you? Why should we consider you for this role? That's all about. And there's no difference between this and what the CV template, this normal CV template that I showed you in the previous slide. So, we move to the next slide, please. So now, I'm going to be talking about the different section of the CV template. We have the professional summary, we have the work history, there's also a section for skills, your education, some we had hobbies, and so we'll talk about what work history is all about, what should be under the work history section of your CV. Okay, and I like to say this is where you start the writing of your CV from. Most people make the mistake of starting from the professional summary. A summary is the summary of everything you have in your resume. You understand? So you should first of all write this. If you have 3 roles, 3 jobs that you've done before, write this once, then speak out those things that defines you from these and summarize it. This is how it is. Anyone that reads a professional summary, it gives them an idea of what should be in there. But the most surprisingly, what usually happens is that they read this professional summary, they are impressed, but when they get to the rest of the resume, there's nothing to show for it, and that's what usually happens to most of us. I review people's CVs, and that's what are some of the things I've noticed. So what are the important things in the work history? One mistake that people usually make is that they will write, okay, and they will write a lot of things they've done, like maybe I work in a bank, okay, I collect money from people come, I meet them, all those things, they just list things like that. When you list a lot of things like that, what happens is that they become muddled up and no one will understand it. Remember, someone is going through what you've written, and if the person cannot make a sense out of it, the best you're going to get is, unfortunately, you understand, because one thing about the post, you understand, is that if you make life easier for them, they make it easier for you. If you make things difficult for them, they just put it aside and look for other things, you understand. So the important thing, when you've gone through the role, the job description, you've done your research, you know exactly what they need, why they're putting out that advert. So what you're supposed to do is that there are so many things you've done, you understand? So many. So how you define your role, where your current, like what I also tell people is that you might have a list of job 1, job 2, job 3. The most important one, the most relevant job is your most recent one. Okay? That is what shows that you are still, in the field. That is what shows that you are up to date. Okay? I'll give you an example. There was someone that was applying for, want to apply as a business analyst, and his most recent job is as a care provider. You understand? And the person is saying, I keep getting, unfortunately. That's what the person is going to get. Because you are not up to date. You just demonstrated that. You don't even need anyone to stand. Nobody needs to, because what are you doing now? That's what you're doing. People make that mistake, and you should stop it. So when you research the company and you know exactly what they want to do, what the reason why they want you. Okay, you know, CV writing is not a small job. You understand? You do your research very well. Know what they want. You understand? And that is what you present yourself as. There's every version of you. You understand? That correlates with what any role. You understand that you see. You understand? Even if you are working as a care worker, there's a version of you. The way you carry out that job. There's a way you can present it that shows that you can analyze things. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that's the reason why. So when you pick your most recent job, okay, the end, you see, when people don't make it too crowded, you don't need more than 5 bullet points, you understand, to describe what you do, your responsibility, you understand? So what is it? So the last point should be your main role. In everything we do, we all have just one role. There's a reason why you are employed. You are employed because there was a problem, you understand? And your main role is that problem. That's the last one. I'm going to show some example, okay? Now, the steps taken, you understand, before you were able to achieve that. Take, for instance, you are employed to be, maybe to be able to help with photo shooting in the church, you understand? Okay, so that's what you are employed to, you understand? And maybe the last thing might be that, okay, I believe you give good coverage to church and you have more followers, you understand, on social media. That's going to be the very last thing. What is the first thing that you're supposed to do? When you go to the church, you understand that their camera is as a very poor quality, you understand? You were able to identify a very good one and you purchase a very good one, you understand? That's one thing. Another thing is that you have the skill. You have no different ways of taking different shots that makes people to be interested in seeing what it is. Another skill is that you know how to design something, you understand? And the last one is that you have more followers. That's how you design. So anyone that reads it, when they read the first one, it flows with the second one, it flows with the third one, it flows with the last one. And what will they say? We don't need any other person again. This is our candidate. This is how it goes when you're doing any form of interview, you understand? Usually, once they see the person they want, every other person, most likely what happens is that every other person, they won't even consider those people again. The main man that makes the decision, once he says, I want this person, he leaves, because they're very busy. You understand? So that's that. So please, let's go to the next slide. I'm going to show. So this is that's okay. Now, I know this is very tiny, because I want us to look at this based on what we said. This is the sample of brief description of someone's responsibility. The person is a care worker. I chose this deliberately because at some point or time, some of us came into as students, and we might have done support work or care work before. Some of us are also into experts now. Can you tell me what is wrong with what this person has written? I'll just give us a few.
Yes. What is too much?
One.
That's basically
Okay. Okay, not to waste time, I'm going to point them out. Can you see the first one? Taking and recording basic observation. Please, what is the meaning of that? Okay? Nobody will understand that. You get what I'm trying to say. Look at the second one. Basic observation simply means you are taking vital signs and everything else. Look at another point there. Second to the last one, understanding and recording a patient's temperature, breathing, pulse, and weight. You understand? If I were to be the person to decide on this, I'll just say this person doesn't know what he or she is doing. You understand? So that's about that. If you look at it, actively interacting with patients and promote their participation in service delivery, what does that really mean? You understand? If I were to be a customer service, I can use that line. I'll just replace patients with customer. You understand? And it's going to be a good line. Yes, but that's the reason why, even when you're writing your job description, you should use the language of the field. You understand? There's one thing about, well, we came from a different place, but what the people here, if you don't know, if you are not confident, they believe you don't know it. You understand? So if you know it, have you ever seen someone that knows something that is not confident? There's no one like that, you understand? You might not know some of that, but you are when it comes to something that you know, you're very confident in it. So the term lack of confidence as not being capable, not knowing something. So now, actively interact with patients and promote their participation in service delivery. This is very key when it comes to care work. What do you want to do is that you want to promote, patients' independence. You want to promote their independence. You want them to with independence, and you want to promote, so that you enable them to carry out their activity of daily living. AODL, very key. You understand? If you put it there, even if AI is spotting out, who should we choose? Once AI sees AODL, say, oh, this one knows what this is all about. So there are a lot of, look at another one, safeguarding service user. What does that mean? You see that there's no flow, there's nothing. This is complicated, and this person, this kind of CV can never get, except if there is no competition and they just want to take anybody more. So next slide, please. I know my time is almost up, so next slide, please. Okay, now can you look at, see this? This is a graduate researcher. See what was written there. The last point was prepare research report detail, finding and recommendation. Of course, as a graduate researcher, that's what you want to do. But look at the step. The first one is that you design a research project. Second one, conduct field survey. Third one, collated, analyzed, interpreted the data, and things like that. So you can see the flow. All right. So that's about that. I'm just going to rush over this. So the next slide, please. Now, this is for a data analyst. Actually, I got this online. You understand? And actually, I've used the one for some, but I like to get people's consent, but I didn't get it on time. So I got this online. I rearranged it. You understand? Look at the flow. Develop and implement a successful digital marketing campaign for 3 large-scale clients. Look at the first step. Conducted analysis of website users' behavior. Why are you analyzing data? Is it not to improve, you understand? To improve the market, you understand what I'm saying? So look at the flow, look at the way it's well arranged. The last point is the most important one. The upper one you build should be the steps that you take. And those steps that you see, those are the skills that you have been able to show. So if you don't have to capture everything you do, any other thing that you cannot capture, this is the most important thing that you think the company is interested in. You've captured it. Other things should go into your skill, under your skills. So please, let's move on. I'll rush over the podium. So professional summary, like I said, is the last thing that you write so that you summarize everything. And I'll also lay emphasis on this point. Be intentional. Don't just write it anyhow. Most times, that is the only thing employers, that is the only thing they read. You understand? They are very busy. You just only need to be high up there to see how busy they are. When they see you, within 1 minute, the first thing that comes out of your mouth, they know this is someone I want to hire. You understand? They don't need to see any other thing. So that is all about be intentional, and it's the most important part of the CV. So, and what are the things you need to write? You understand? It's just like you're personal. You're making an impression. You understand? You are telling someone that I am the person for the job. You understand? The first thing is, who are you? Of course, remember, I know Dike Olabi has said it before. Who are you does not mean what is your name. It simply means, why should I be interested in you? Imagine you've been trying to see someone, someone that is really high up there. You just happen to see him, and you have just 1 minute with him. Maybe you are inside the lift together, and within that 1 minute, you want to say something about it that will make the person to be interested in you. So you're just saying, who are you simply? Your professional summary is just like, why should you hire? Why? It's just like about you saying, this is the reason why I'm the right person for the job. Don't look elsewhere. You've seen me, you've seen the right man. So the step as, who are you? Why are you the right person? What distinguishes you? You understand? What is it that you have that you think other people don't have? You understand? And the last one is that, why are you? People always miss this. Why are you interested in the role? You say you work with World Health Organization. I have an organization that is just a national organization. Why are you interested? Is it that there's problem in World Health Organization and you want to come to me? Or you cause problem there, you want to come and cause another problem with you? You understand? You have to say things. And there's nothing wrong if you say that you are interested in changing your career. You understand? People, so like take for instance, I want to take up a more challenging role. Take for instance, maybe where you are, you're not a manager, but you feel that at this point you should be leading people, and you think you have the skill, you can add it there. It's going to be more challenging for me, but I want to take it, I want to move forward. I'm going to say something, I hope time will permit me. Please, let's move on, please. Yeah, so this example of a professional summary, I will read it. Tell me if there's anything there. Dedicated data analyst with a strong background in statistical analysis and data interpretation. Proficient in various data analysis tools, programming language with a proven. No, I'm not going to read through it. But what can you say about this? This person is just talking about skills. Skills. Nothing there to show that, okay, I'm the right person for the job. So because this person is not doing justice to what professional summary is, it's most likely not going to get anything. Please, next slide. Now, look at this. With over 5 years of experience supporting multiple WHO health programs, I'm looking to continue my work as a research assistant to help increase the yield from crops, thereby improving food availability in our communities. I possess a broad background in top-notch research and the rare capacity to work with extremely large data sets. Can you see? All those things are there. You understand? This person says his experience, he has 5 years experience, he has worked with World Health Organization. What's more, that's about the highest thing that you can work with. You understand? So, and of course, someone that works with World Health Organization, they've dealt with large data sets, they've interacted with people. You understand? So this person is selling himself. The other person is just saying, I can do this with no proof. We'll move on. So, really, unfortunately, I'll rush through this one. Yeah. Is it because you're not qualified? Is number one reason is that maybe people are not qualified. Take for instance, you are a novice, you're new in a field and you want to apply for a managerial role. You saw the advert, they want a manager, and you apply for it. Do you think they will take you? It's going to be, unfortunately, you don't have any business applying for that. There are a lot of jobs out there. Said you will see the one that is for you. The second one is wrong job. A master degree holder applying for data entry roles. These are roles that are created for college students, college dropout students. You understand? They will never take it because you are not one of the people that are considering. So that's going to be an unfortunately. Another one, not displaying all your relevant skills. You understand? There's a research assistant. She has PhD, and she didn't include it as part of her qualification. And she said because she doesn't want them to know that she's overqualified. They say you're not overqualified. Why we know that PhD is all about research, and that tells them that you are very experienced. And of course, when they corrected her, they didn't take her for the job. And when they got to know that she had PhD, they said, well, she should have told us, we would have taken you. So, and another one is that someone that has applying for NHS work and has had NHS experience before, and the person admitted that. Yes, how will you do that? Yes. So some people have nothing to show for their listed skill. Under description, like it might be that maybe you are not presenting yourself very well, or maybe some people like just had a lot of things. They saw the keywords and then just keep adding and adding and adding. So of course, when you do that, when it comes to the work, you have nothing to show. That's going to be an unfortunate. There's nothing wrong if you say, I have no experience, and I just want this field. I was talking with someone recently, and I spoke with a person, and I said, like, person is a digital analyst, and I said, but you have no experience. He said, yes, he has no experience. So we looked for a job, and we realized that we were searching together. We realized that there are some people that are even interested in people that have zero experience. You know? And why do they want that? Employers don't have money to pay for the experts. I give an example. I'm so sorry. I give an example. Somebody said something recently. I won't mention the person's name. The person said, okay, he was looking for a second job. He has a good job that is paying. He's doing very well. Of course, I know the job is very good. So he wants a second job, and he applied to different places. And they go back to him and say, okay, can you come and work in the office? He said, no, I want to stay in my house. That's an expert. You understand? Experts, we want to determine how much they're going to earn. They want to determine. They want to be equal. Employers cannot afford. Most employers cannot afford experts. You understand? Most employers want someone that they can control. You get it? Why am I saying this? I'm just saying the job is for you. You understand? They can afford you because you're just learning. You're willing to take anything. You understand what I mean? They can afford you and they can control you. You understand what I'm trying to say? So that's what I'm just trying to say is that, that's just by the way, you get what I'm trying to say. So most of you cannot afford the expert, cannot afford the MPK, but they can afford everyone. So still go for that interview. I mean, still apply for the job, and that is it. So, and the last thing is that field language defects. Take for instance, someone that is applying for a data analyst and refines to saying that okay, maybe refines instead of using data and saying information, I will collect info, I will gather information. You understand what I'm trying to say? The person that is listening, we know that this one does not even know what to say. They won't even consider you. So please, next slide. I'll rush through everything. In summary, theory writing is one of the form of writing of self-introduction. All you're just doing is that you're introducing yourself. I'm the man for the job. Okay, and be yourself. Use the best words to describe yourself, and be sure to use the language of the field to achieve this. Every field has got its own language. You understand? Read the advert and understand the mind of the reader, and of course, do your own research to understand it. So, employers do not want the best. Most employers do not want the best. Yes, because they cannot afford the best. You get it? So don't say I'm not that qualified. They want you because they can afford you. So, and if you don't have experience, there's no way. There are ways you write beginner's CV. You understand? And don't lie. And another thing I tell people, if they are looking for one person, be sure 1,000 people will apply. You understand? So if they don't pick you, don't feel bad. Don't even count this as part of your unfortunate. You understand? Because you understand what I'm trying to say. What's the chance they will pick you before? 1,000 people is just 1 in 1,000. You understand what I'm saying? So, but there are some jobs where they want to do some mass recruitment. I mean, they want to pick 3 people. You have higher chances. Their jobs are everywhere. Keep searching. And the last point is that learn from every failed attempt. There's nothing wrong from you. You can write to the to the employer and say, okay, why did you pick me? They will give you a response, and then you learn from it. And the last thing I'm going to say is that CV is not the only way through which people get a job. In fact, there was a research that was done, and it was gathered there that more than 50% of jobs do not come through CV. Most jobs come through recommendation. What do I mean by that? You can only work somewhere. He knows me that I can do this job. And the organizations, they've employed someone and they don't like the person. And it's going to tell them, I can give you a guy, and I know a guy that can do the job. And it was okay, oh, let the guy come and see me. They will say submit the CV. They will not look at your CV, they will give you the job. You understand what I'm trying to say? Most jobs are like that. Most jobs that you see now, you will see the vice president and everything, the family member. You understand? Somebody somewhere will say, I know something. So I tell people, you can volunteer. When you volunteer, that's when people know that you're good. You understand? And most jobs are not through CVs. Most jobs are through, people get jobs through recommendation. It works everywhere. So I think these have come to the end of our day. Thank you very much.